Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Jahliali in this incarnation. I am here today to talk about the full moon in Capricorn. I had a lot of interferences today. I hope this live goes well. Something important that I mentioned before is that we are going to have two full moons in Capricorn. The first one is this June 21st or 22nd in some other places, and the second one is going to be on July 21st. So this means that we are experimenting an ending, a culmination in our Capricorn area of our natal chart. And when we are talking about Capricorn, we cannot avoid referring to Pluto, because Pluto is a planet associated to transformation, death, and rebirth, and also the power that since 2008 went through Capricorn and exposed all the darkness associated to the powers, the structures that we have constructed as a society, the authority figures. We can see this, in the political systems. For example, there are fewer and fewer people that really believe in those systems because we know that those powers are distorted because they are not operating in connection with the spirit. So right now, Pluto is in Aquarius, but this 2024, we are going to experiment the last return to Capricorn, of Pluto to Capricorn, from September to November. So this process is not something that we are going to experience only in June and July. This is something that, is going to be extended by the passage of Pluto there. This is the last cleansing of the old paradigm, because then Pluto is going to enter Aquarius definitely for until 2044. So with this, it is important to understand that we are experimenting this transference of the power. But something that I think personally is that the distorted powers will try to perpetuate that distortion through, for example, technological dominance. So the real transference, the real change, and with Aquarius, we cannot avoid change. This is the era of change. Yes, understanding that the society, the people, has to be reconnected to the consciousness and to their own spirit in order to build another system and another structures that can operate in function of the greater good. Because those systems, those powers are a reflection of how the society is operating too. So we are not here to put the guilt in anywhere, but to understand how we have been participating of this system and how we can change it. I'm going to talk about more of this theme later. Now I'm going to focus on this full moon, which I said it happens on June 21st in the degree 1 of Capricorn. So people that have planets near 3 degrees before and 3 degrees after of the cardinal signs, Cancer, Aries, Libra, Capricorn, people that have, of course, a moon in Capricorn, where they are going to feel it more, probably. And other thing that is important about this lunation is that it is going to be given in a square with Neptune in Pisces. Neptune is still in the degree 29 of Pisces. It is not in Aries, it is not in a cardinal sign, but it is creating this square. So the topics that are associated to the energy of Capricorn represents the pattern, the father, the figure of the father. In Cancer, yes, the figure of the mother. Every full moon in Capricorn always happens with the sun in Cancer. But in this case, the sun is also accompanied of Venus and Mercury in Cancer. So we have a lot of energy there. With this, what I am trying to transmit? Well, Capricorn is associated to the authority figures, to the goals, to the structures that we have constructed, to our role in the society. So this lunation in this square, in this tension with Neptune, is inviting us to the end of illusions, the end of fantasies, the end of structures that actually have no sense no spiritual sense, actually. Because Saturn, which is the regent of this lunation, is inviting us to understand that the only authority in here is the soul. The authority is internal. So there is where we are going to find our guidance through our process as humans incarnated in this plane. So for many people, this could be linked with understanding, bringing to consciousness, because every full moon is not also a culmination, but also a moment where we bring to consciousness things that were unconscious. So they could discover that the structures and the things they have built until this moment are not in alignment with their souls. They are not alignment with a spiritual path. In fact, there are many people experimenting this sense of no sense, and I think that is not something negative, because actually that is as an expression that they are like questioning themselves what they have doing until the present moment. It doesn't matter the age. The important thing is that we are always we have always the opportunity to return to ourselves and to the path that is really in alignment with this spirit inside. This is the invitation of Neptune in Pisces. So also with all the planets in Cancer, the question here is everything that I have constructed, my relationships, the career that I chose, many people could have constructed lives that are very traditional. This is the energy of Cancer and Capricorn. So everything that I built until this moment is really nurturing me. I am really feeling at home. Is this really a home? Is this giving me emotional security? So there will be a lot of things that we cannot deny, with the tension with Neptune. This is about understanding that we have to face the reality as it is, but this reality is not only material. We know that this reality is actually energy, and that is built and to build this, to co-create this reality, we have to pay attention to the invisible worlds. When I am talking about the invisible worlds, I am talking about the mental plane, the emotional plane, and the spiritual plane, of course. So we are entering in an era in which we are invited to this reconnection. This is the great invitation of this planetary ascension. So it is very important to take this in account. For some people, it is about realizing that what they have constructed is not, as I said, in alignment with the soul. And for other people, it is about getting rid. It is about the cleansing of these old programmings that could return. Because usually when we have these full moons in Capricorn, and with all the energy of Cancer, we could, a lot of situations and experiences of the past could return. We could have these memories of the past, of the family programmings that we have acquired from our family members of the clan. All of these things could emerge in these days. So it is important to pay attention to that and to understand that every time that we look at the past, it has to have a purpose in the present moment. I mean, if we look at the past in order to do an integration at the present, if we look at the past to understand better how that past brought us here, past actually is an illusion, because everything that we have is actually the present moment. But, it is useful to look at the past when we are doing something here in the present moment. But if we are attaching to the past because it was very painful, or because we think that it was more happy or happier, well, there is attachment, and we are exactly where we need to be at this present moment. So everything is about the present. That is very important. Also, with all this energy of Cancer, we could be very, very sensitive, emotionally sensitive these next days. And also with the presence of Neptune, because Neptune is the regent of the collective unconscious. So we could feel like, the feelings of everyone for the most sensitive people. And that's why it is important to, to channel this energy, to use this energy to create, to invest in our goals, but again, in those goals that are really aligned with the inner self. Because it doesn't serve to keep chasing, a mountain. The archetype of Capricorn is associated to the mountain. It doesn't serve to chase status, money, recognition, only for looking for the validation of society, a society that mainly is unconscious, because that is what uh, was constructed. So right now we are many souls in here that we incarnate in here to change this paradigm. And well, this paradigm is changed, developing this spiritual path individually, and sharing what we have, sharing from our place, from our role with other people. So it is also about building in goals that can really connect and offer something to the collective. This is something very important. So well, I'm going to continue during this week, but today I wanted to comment a little bit this theme. And also, the last thing that I wanted to mention is that it's very important to understand that everything that it gives us this nurturance, this is about integrating the archetype of the mother and the father in ourselves, is the path. In the case of Venus in Cancer, for example, our family members, it doesn't mean that because they are a family of blood we have to keep, for example, establishing relationships with them if that is not nurturing. It is very important right now to choose whatever thing is really nurturance for us, because that is also in alignment with the soul. So, well, family, I'm ending this video here. Thank you everyone, and see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.